Welcome back to Still Eligible podcast number 2. I have not lost track. This is our second podcast. Still Eligible, Ideation Room, Jack Schrael.
Pat Stanzik. We're still here.
And we're still eligible.
Having a podcast does require more than just one episode, we found out.
Yes, multiple.
We said we were going to make a podcast, but technically that could have just meant one.
Yep.
But
We're back for more.
it's weekly.
Glad you're here.
Every Thursday. So, you look tan, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that.
Is there a reason for that?
I actually just started going to this tanning place by our apartment.
Is that true?
No, I was actually in Arizona last week. Nice little solo trip without you, and I enjoyed every second of it.
Did you miss rooming with me?
No, I actually had a king size bed to myself instead of the dual queens. Yeah, it was nice. I had like 4 pillows set up. It was good.
Did your TV work this time?
TV
around?
did work. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I did watch a little TV, a little late night. I had a few, after work IPAs, if you will, and came back and nestled into bed, threw on some hoops. That's what I do.
And did you get the job done that you were sent there to do?
I was sent there by our national sales team to record a video for Rocket Mortgage with Wilbur and Wilma, the Wildcats, and it went well.
Quick question regarding their relationship status: dating, married, just friends?
It's actually a great question. I don't think that came up. I'd say one of the above. I don't know. They're Wildcats. They're down.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't have a ton of experience with mascots. I feel like most mascots don't talk.
Well, yeah.
So
that's kind of how it's supposed to go.
So I feel like getting that relationship status clarified.
Yeah, would have been hard.
I've
spent a lot of time with mascots. This is my second time with Wilbur and Wilma. I went out there last January, I believe, as well. Did a video for them. But yeah, Brutus and I, it's my guy. We go way back. Good dude. I think we've probably, I don't want to put a number on it, but I've spent some time with Brutus. We've made well over 30 videos probably together.
That's a lot of content.
We communicate well.
What's it like working with Brutus?
He's a nut. That was a forced joke. I
think it was a great joke.
Thank
personally.
you. No, Brutus he's awesome. Brutus is the best mascot in the country, obviously. But no, you kind of figure out how to work with. This is a weird conversation we're having, but we're getting into it.
A weird aspect of working in sports is like you can be having a conversation with I don't know, a videographer, a photographer 1 second, and you can turn, and then there's just a giant furry a person, a human.
It could be someone even. It could be the owner or the GM or, like you said, Brutus. Slider is the ultimate mascot. Cleveland Indians, Roll Tribe. They're still the Indians. Slider forever. He's like a big pink purple thing. I don't know what he is.
I'm so unfamiliar with the mascot world, mostly because Michigan, while we are the Wolverines, we don't have an actual mascot.
Well, that's debatable. Do you see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going?
I do, and I want you to keep going.
Some would say that you have a mascot, and his name is Jim Harbaugh.
Definitely not the first time.
Boom.
I've heard this before.
That landed. Somebody's laughing somewhere. Can't hear you because we're recording this in a room full of 3 people. But Saunders laughing. Appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know, real quick, we'll go on a Brutus story. I just remember one time, I won't say who the partner was necessarily, but I was filming this video with Brutus, and I got the script. They always send the script ahead of time, obviously, so you know what you're doing.
As most productions hopefully do, yes.
I can't recall the exact, I can, but we're not going to talk about it. But I just knew this video was going to be horrible, and not because of my skills. I mean, my skills doesn't help the situation by any means. I looking at the script, I was like, this might not be it. This might not be it, Brutus. And we were I don't know if we were walking in or whatever, but I remember Brutus and I were a few feet ahead of there was like Brutus's handler, a person that from where we were filming, and one other person with us, and we were a few feet ahead, walking to the room that we were filming in. And I just remember looking at Brutus like, at this point I've worked with Brutus, multiple times.
You're comfortable with
We're
him.
comfortable. We're boys. And I look at Brutus, I'm like, all right, Brutus, like, this isn't it. This is not it. I said, you're gonna listen to me, we're gonna get these shots and we're gonna get out of here. And he just gave me like the old like double clap thumbs up, like he's like, all right, I'm on board.
I do know just from, again, limited interaction, I know like his movements.
Yes.
And it's like it's so like him.
Oh, over the top.
So like I can envision that in my head.
He's an elite mascot.
I feel like just from knowing some of the content that you had to make, it's probably like, again, like in any creative role, it's like not every video is going to be a home run. So like getting the mascot, well, for you it was clearly.
I was actually going to say none of mine were a home run, but I appreciate that.
I was kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, obviously, but my most frequent interaction, if you want to call it that, albeit virtual, was we would get these emails for sponsor content, and they're sent out to like 10 plus schools, and like they're always pretty, kind of just like, hey, we want to use your mascot for something, because that's always kind of the workaround. And I would
coach is busy.
Yep. Coach is busy, assistant coach is busy, trainers are busy. And I would skim the email, I'd see that it was like more than just me on the email. And I'd see mascot, and I would just hit reply and just say,
hey,
unfortunately we do not have a mascot, and just hit send. And the first time I did that, I learned after the fact that
you need an alternative, probably.
When you say no to a job request, you have to provide an alternative idea.
Yeah.
So wasn't able just to say, hey, we don't have a mascot, so I'm not doing.
It's worth a shot. You can get out of it.
That was kind of my thought process. Did not actually really work out that way. So content was still shot, but that was always a fun trick to pull out every now and then, of just like,
there's probably not many schools that don't have actual mascots.
I feel like Michigan is one of the exceptions of.
I don't know off the top of my head. I know Stanford's got a tree, which is that's something.
That's what I'm looking forward. College basketball season, college football season, interacting with having some fun with them. I'd like to maybe get our own someday.
Oh yeah,
I have an idea. If you're open to hearing it,
well, I'm all ears. Well, I got headphones on, but I'm all ears.
I've put more time and thought into this than I care to admit, but I think my version of our mascot would be Ellie.
Okay.
The still eligible elephant.
That's electric.
So
that's something. Actually, I love that, first of all.
Thank you.
Second of all, when you say Ellie, all about having a female mascot, but I think Akron, the Zips, shout out Akron, 330, I think Zippy is the only female mascot in college athletics. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm completely wrong. Sandra's shaking her head no. Am I wrong? Oh, Wilma. But Wilbur and Wilma
as a duo, they're like a team.
Yeah. Way to put me in my place. This is my podcast. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's awesome.
We're a three-headed monster. Thanks for your insight. Jeez, I blew it.
Oh my gosh.
All
well, we'll look into it. Well, yes, we can.
I'm gonna fact check that.
Okay.
I get Wilma's a female.
We'll fact check it. We got our fact checkers on it.
Yeah. There's not a zipper and zippy. It's just zippy.
So you had a good trip. Sounds like. I'm sure you probably told some people this on your trip, because I've learned through working with you that you say it all the time. But you have a catchphrase now.
I do. It's something. Yeah. I appreciate you.
You're an appreciative guy.
Yeah, I just look at it from the standpoint of, we're here to have fun. We're traveling around. We're interviewing people, whether it's the artists on the street or the Swedish doll I met or whatever it may be. People along the way. And, we're not making fun of you. I mean, maybe the way we edit it looks like we're making fun of you, but we truly do appreciate you.
We do. It's a little bit of like there's a little bit of a buy-in to do the whole man on the street thing of like, even if they're not aware of it, it's like just some people
be down.
Some
be
people
cool
don't know,
for like
some
4
people
seconds.
Some people don't know how to. We had our friend on the street in Miami who was yelling about our YouTube subscribers. Did not know how to play the game of
No. Well, he was also like, I don't know. I think most people you said get it, but that kid was like, I don't know, in college and thought he was sweet. I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Not me, but I get. Anyway, so yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes.
So this is a new segment we're gonna do.
Yes.
It's called Appreciate You. If you haven't picked up on that by now, so I'll go first. And yeah, so I want to say appreciate you to all of our early listeners, subscribers, sharers, commenters. I'm making up likers. I think. Well, first of all, as you mentioned, we are now up to 50 YouTube subscribers, which is electric. We were at 12, and now we're at 50.
I believe, I may be wrong, I believe that is called exponential growth.
Oof.
Maybe wrong.
You might want to turn it's too late to tell people to turn their volume down when I said oof, but you probably should have done that. So yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate that. And we want to grow way more than where we're at. But you're here early and often, so thank you.
You got to start somewhere.
Well, let me wrap this up. So all you people liking, subscribing, following, appreciate you.
I would like to give a appreciate you to someone who's been in the news recently, sports news.
Okay.
A freshman at Duke, student reporter Jake Piazza.
Yeah, Mike Piazza's son.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
You may have heard about his interaction with Coach K.
Yeah.
And first question he ever asked in a press conference to Coach K, and was met with
denial.
Not the happiest response. I know that Coach K did apologize after, but asked him what his college major was.
Mm-hmm.
Asked him what the hardest class he's taking, which was econ, which I think I failed in college, so I totally get that.
I almost failed Spanish multiple times.
Yeah. We're true academics here at Still Eligible. But I think he bounced back well. I think he handled it well.
Yeah, he did.
And it's just nowhere to go but up. Jake Piazza, appreciate you.
You landed that. You've been watching my video, haven't you?
I tried.
A quick side note on Jake Piazza. Phenomenal hair. I mean, he's got flow.
Great flow.
I think that might have sparked Coach K.
He's a little jealous.
Coach K, top of my head, 73. I have no idea if that's right. But if he's got jet black hair. You're telling me you're 73, you have jet black hair. Jake Piazza, freshman in college, 18, 19, can't drink a beer. But when you can, let me know, because I want to talk through this with a beer.
We'd also like to interview you after your econ final and see what the next steps are. So
for sure.
Appreciate you.
You
want to do the final one?
Yeah, I got one. This might catch you off guard. I don't like to say a lot of nice things about the school up north.
That's for sure.
You've spent some time there. You're wearing that hoodie today. Tom Brady.
Wow.
Let me tell you a thing or two about Tom Brady. He's pretty good at what he does. He is pretty good. I'm going to rattle off a few stats, and you just sit over there.
I'll just sit back and
take this all in.
Listen.
Tom Brady has more playoff wins after the age of 35 than any quarterback ever.
Doesn't seem real, but it's real.
That's a quick stat. Next week's Super Bowl that the Buccaneers are playing in, Tom Brady's 45th postseason game. I don't think I've ever done anything 45 times.
I definitely have not.
I brush my teeth on a daily basis. I put on deodorant, take out my contacts daily. That's cool. But besides that, I don't think I've done anything 45 times in my life. Moving on. Oh, by the way, that is more than 21 NFL franchises. 45 postseason games. All right, a couple more stats. Crazy stat. So Tom Brady is tied for 4th all-time in wins over NFC teams in the playoffs, behind Brett Favre with 12, Aaron Rodgers with 10, Joe Montana with 10. Tom Brady has 9. As I mentioned, he's been in the NFC for 1 year. The other 6 wins, Super Bowls. Pretty good stat. This is the last stat.
This is hurting my head.
This is the last stat.
It just doesn't. I can't.
I did all this research on my own.
Very thorough.
Which is a lie. Tom Brady. This one's sweet. You got to really buckle in for this one.
If I had a
you might have seen this.
If I had a seatbelt, I'd clip in right now.
Yes. Tom Brady has made the Super Bowl in 10 out of his 21 seasons. Now, I'm not a math guy, but I looked it up. I did some division. That's over 47% of the time. Steph Curry, basketball player. We're switching sports.
Aware of him.
He is like 400 3-pointers shy of breaking Ray Allen's all-time record for most 3-pointers in a career, which he will do. He's on pace, probably ahead of pace. I mean, he is ahead of pace. I don't know where I was going with that. His 3-point percentage all-time is like 43. Not like. It is 43%. A little bit over 43%. So what I just told you, Tom Brady is more likely to make a Super Bowl than Steph Curry is to make a 3-pointer. So that being said, this pains me to say.
You can say it.
Tom Brady? I just voice cracked. 26-year-old going through puberty. Tom Brady, appreciate you.
Never thought I'd see the day that you appreciate anything related to Michigan, but here we are. I know you have a good story.
I do.
About Tom involving some social media, and we can kind of get further into that. You wanna take a break?
Let's take a quick break. We'll keep people hooked. You're not gonna want to miss this because it's epic. Be right back.
Still eligible, episode 2. We're still here.
Skirt. What is going on? This is Still Eligible. I am Jack.
I'm Pat.
And we appreciate you. Follow us on social media at Still Eligible. Subscribe on YouTube. And we're going to hop back into the podcast because I don't know what else to say.
You're fine.
We're live.
We're back. Tom Brady. You gave him appreciate you, just to remind our viewers.
I mean, it's
and
been
our
like
listeners.
a 10-second break. I don't know if they forgot about it.
You'd be surprised. I think we should go into your history with Tom because there's some there's a video out there.
Yeah. So last spring, I don't remember when Tom Brady signed with the Bucs necessarily, but I remember I don't know if I was on the NFL's like Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I saw this video, and it was basically Tom Brady like saying, "What's up, Tampa? I'm on my way. Wear your mask. Be safe. Go Bucs." And all I heard was, "Go Bucs." So I managed to rip that guy off the interwebs, and I threw Dip to Black on there, the Ohio State logo. I think it's literally like a 4-second video, and posted it from Brutus_Buckeye Twitter account. Give it a follow. And it did pretty well. It was all over ESPN. Not all over, but I mean, pretty much all over. And my end goal, which I cannot confirm, but I'm pretty sure my end goal was that Tom Brady would never say "Go Bucs" again. I don't think it was ever addressed. He definitely did not address it. But there was like a 2-month span where, every Friday or whatever, I would go check the Bucs press conferences with Tom Brady or whatever, and just see how I wasn't watching the full thing, but I would see how he'd end the press conferences, and it was always like, "All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you," something like that.
So he stopped saying
"Go Bucs."
So you got in his head.
So thus, I've got more wins on Tom Brady than most people.
I feel like that video probably made a good impression or impressions.
Oh,
You get where I'm going with this?
It landed for me. I don't know about. I mean, some of our listeners probably.
Maybe. How many impressions?
I mean,
you can brag. You can brag.
You want to talk impressions? I'd say about over 1 million impressions. Yeah.
Not shabby.
No big deal. That's a Tuesday where I come from. We just got nerdy there for a second.
We did. We're talking metrics.
Catch me riding nerdy.
Yeah, I think you definitely succeeded. If he never, my one takeaway when I saw the original video was it was such a genuine thank you, and I saw it, and I think my first thought too was I feel like Jack is gonna do something with this because it was he was too happy in the video, and it was such a cheery go Bucks.
I have to go back and look at the comments, but some of the best replies to the Brutus tweet was I don't know if they're, I almost said the word, the Team Up North fans or just fans in general, and they're like, this can't be real. Editing is a thing, and that was the easiest edit I've ever done in my life. But they're like, hey, what a sellout, blah blah. Just because the logo's on the end, doesn't mean it's real. Newsflash.
Not everybody gets that. I during the Green Bay game, I actually texted my friend because I remembered it's my own little Tom Brady story.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
everyone's got him.
Yeah, I just remember I remember there was some story. I was like, hey, just can you clarify what happened at that camp? Because we went to a Michigan football camp when we were kids, and
how'd that go?
Didn't get recruited to play football in Michigan, so
you're good.
It was early in my development, but
they're not always that good at recruiting. But carry on.
Okay. And basically, he got back to me. He was like, "Yeah, so his dad's a lawyer. He's also a lawyer.
My roommate is almost a lawyer.
Yeah. Wow, just a whole network here.
Don't mess with us.
So
don't come after still eligible.
So
we'll sue that.
Beep. And he texted me. He was like, "Yeah, so my dad talked to Tom during the camp. I think this was in '97.
Mm-hmm.
And
good year.
Yeah, great year for us. And he was like, yeah, so Tom was interested in going to law school, so he was picking my dad's brain, and I was like,
oh my,
jeez, just imagine Trevor Lawrence coming up to one of your friends' dads and being like, I think I want to be an accountant.
I want to crunch some numbers.
Granted, Brady was picked in the 6th round, and
199.
There's a reason why his story is so incredible, because it's he wasn't guaranteed anything, but also
that draft picture alone.
I mean, it's just kind of an example of you don't always need to pass. You don't need to be a specimen all the time.
No.
To be successful.
No. Look at Cake Boss.
Yeah. That example, while interesting, does work. So good job. But
he's built like something.
I think that some of his
weird reference on my end.
A great reference in my opinion. I think some of his struggles, when you talk about how great he is now,
mm-hmm.
and some of the stats you rattled off, which are still just mind blowing. It's he had to compete with Drew Henson, who was a top recruit,
mm-hmm.
wasn't guaranteed a starting job, would split time during a game. It's just, I mean, I think at one point he was 6th on the depth chart, I want to say.
That's wild.
And was thinking about transferring, and so all of that.
That's wild.
I think, obviously, I'm biased towards Michigan grads, but I feel like to get through everything he got through, he always says, when he came back to visit the team, his thing he was most proud of was being a captain.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is crazy to think about, but it's insane. I mean, he takes such good care of himself, and he still doesn't look there's people in the NFL who.
I mean, you guys were the same age, right?
Slight difference. Slight difference. I feel 43 when I wake up. My back feels 53.
Not moving like you used to. You look great.
I use stuff that starts off cold and ends up hot on my back, without naming the brand.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And I've been using it since it's not like a recent thing. Like people I played lacrosse with in college can attest that every morning lift, you could tell I was walking into the weight room because
something ain't right.
Smell.
Oh, because the smell.
Not another kind of smell, like the smell of this thing that I would use. So that
keep clarifying.
So that my back wouldn't give out. So yeah, no, definitely days and times and pretty much every day where I feel that old. But the fact that he's taking hits from 300-pound linemen and still producing the way. I mean, he's 43, which
he's 43
is nuts. Like how long is he gonna play? If you had to guess.
I don't know. That caught me. I wanted to keep talking about your medical history, but I think that he's got a few more years left in him. I mean, if you're making a Super Bowl, I mean, Tom, what's his name? Peyton, he went out after his run. I feel like Tom's just, hashtag built different, if you will.
Certainly seems to be built different. I think if he wins this year, I mean,
he said that he wants to keep it rolling. I mean, he doesn't seem like someone that's not gonna live up to his word.
He's a little. We talked last podcast about Nick Saban being competitive. Yeah. Tom's a little bit competitive.
Yeah. His son's got a great name too.
What? Remind me what that is.
Jack. That was actually good audio. That was great audio.
These mics
sit right there.
These mics are good.
Bueno.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get better audio throughout the rest of this episode.
The back.
But now that I've talked about it, it's probably gonna be terrible.
Terrible.
So I think another kind of recent thing that we can talk about, not a little harder to talk about, I think, but like this week was the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant. Yes. His daughter and all of her teammates and the parents that passed away. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember where I was. I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
When I heard the news.
Yeah, you want me to go first?
Sure.
I just beat Alex Farkas in Madden, which was something I did often. But we were about to run back another game, and I was getting the game set up. He actually went to the fridge to grab us some cheese sticks, which was an often time a snack we had. And he came back, and he's like, "Bro, I don't know if this is real. Like, TMZ just reported that Kobe passed away." And I remember, like, I just got the chills right now just saying it. We were sat there, and, I mean, he's from L.A., so, I mean, I grew up big basketball guy. Basketball was probably the first sport I fell in love with. I mean, like, I love sports as a whole and whatever, but always been a basketball fan. Obviously, you have to respect Shaq and Kobe and what they did out in L.A., and, I mean, Kobe as an individual and whatever, and, that's kind of where my first thoughts went. And then, Farkas obviously hitting him a little bit different because that's close to home. I grew up in Akron, LeBron fan. So I think I looked at Kobe, like I actually met Shaq and Kobe at one of LeBron's high school games. My grandpa used to take my brother and I to LeBron's games as a kid. Like every Friday night, it was.
You got to go to LeBron's games?
Yeah, like a ton of them. Like we were at multiple state championships, and it was crazy. I mean, we can talk about that some other time, but those games were unreal. We grew up we'd come home, my mom would be like, "You guys are crazy. This is just a high schooler. Like this dude, crazy." But yeah, so I remember we just sat there on our couches and we said we were about to play another game of Madden, and we didn't even talk for an hour. I think the only thing we said was just "Oh my, what is going on? This can't be real." And then just kept reading Twitter and refreshing Twitter and just sat there and I don't know. I mean, that was kind of my story. I think when I think of Kobe, I mean, obviously the great athlete and whatever, but how much stuff he did off the court and the man he was, the work ethic he had, all that stuff. I think he was just so passionate, and I don't know. He was someone that you could tell that was so motivated to do great things and work harder than anyone. And like, I don't know. I think that kind of sticks with me too, where it's like we're starting something new right now, right? But I watched some Kobe videos this morning, and I actually reflect on it a decent amount. But like his work ethic of spending more time grinding harder or whatever. Like if you spend more hours working at something than someone, they could be ahead of you, but if you spend more time doing it, that gap widens or narrows, depending on which way you're coming about.
I guess.
But
yeah.
I mean, that was kind of the way I don't know. Like he had so many great speeches, and like as a man, like I mean, he didn't have a long career post playing career, but you could just tell how much stuff he was up to and how motivated he was to be more than an athlete. And we would talk about that often, and that's a common trend. But I mean, I think that his potential outside of sports afterwards is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I remember I was working at a talent agency in LA when I lived there, and I remember all the time like you're on like every email as an assistant, which was my job. And so you see all the deals that are coming through, and like I remember like certain deals for his production company, like you'd see them come through, and you're just like pretty often. So it's like that was kind of wild to see, because like just obviously like I think I obviously watched The Last Dance this summer with Jordan, and that was when I was really little. I was a fan of Jordan's. Obviously, didn't really like watch a ton of games, and I wasn't the biggest basketball fan. I was always just a Michigan football fan. But as I've gotten older, and obviously since his passing, you realize some of these stories and some of these examples of like how hard Kobe worked, and it's just you couldn't outwork him.
No, and he talked about that all the time. Like
it's nuts.
He talked about meeting with Magic or MJ or Wilt or whoever it may be, and picking their brains, and to be the best. You pick the best brains, and that's awesome. I think that's what people should do in every field. Like if there's someone you look up to, I mean, I've done it and I still do it on whatever, messaging people on social for the fields that we work in and whatnot, and picking their brain. And I think that goes to show like there's always someone better than you. I mean, really is. And to get to where you want to be, like I think that's great to ask questions and want to get better and get better. And I'm not saying I'm great at what I do by any means, but when someone reaches out to me, it's like, all right, this is kind of sweet. Like whatever, I'm not the greatest at anything, but they see something in me and I want to help and whatever. And that's where I mean, I'm not comparing myself to Kobe Bryant the slightest, but I don't know, his mentality on asking and wanting to learn, and I think that's what was super cool about Kobe is he was a learner. He was always someone that was continuing to want to learn on and off the court, or work harder, or outwork people, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I feel like that's something you can't really teach, and I'm trying to be better about that too. Of just like, but you like, it's yes, the work ethic and the drive is one thing, but like the curiosity to me, of like he wanted to, like he could have just coasted and just like stayed in the basketball field, and he completely pivoted to like storytelling, and like the things he could have accomplished there would have been insane, just because of if you're able to be, it's not even being single-minded, but it's like when you just kind of focus in on, okay, like this is what I want, like there was no one who could stop him. If he was just the kind of personality where like if you set a goal,
he's gonna get it done.
He's gonna get it done.
He's just gonna outwork you. He did that on the court, and that was his mentality. There was, I don't remember who the interview was, but I was watching it the other day because there's been so much Kobe stuff on social or whatever, and he was saying that he got to the gym, and it was game day, and Kobe was working out when he got there, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go out there and work out a little bit, whatever, pregame, and he went out there and worked out while Kobe was working out, and then he was done working out, and Kobe was still working out, and then Kobe went and dropped 40 on him, and then after the game, he went up to him and was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, how hard are you working? Why are you working so hard? And he said, to be honest, like, I saw you come in the gym, and I was like, I'm just going to show him that I'm working a little bit harder, which is crazy. A little Bryant quote for you. Nothing is given, everything is earned. But, I mean, I think Kobe truly embodied that and lived that for sure.
I think he was. It's funny you bring up the LeBron example because I feel like with Jordan, obviously, you watch The Last Dance, and there's a lot of information about him that wasn't public knowledge at the time when he was in his peak. And then Kobe was kind of that, I would say, like transitional person between obviously Jordan and LeBron, where
No doubt.
there was starting to be some social media and there was starting to be more of like the 24-hour news coverage. And then that kind of took us to LeBron, where I can still remember like the Sports Illustrated cover of him as a high school junior maybe.
Actually, crazy story. I have that Sports Illustrated autographed. My godfather got it for me. My godfather's daughters went to St. V. My mom went to St. V. We went to LeBron's rival high school, but they were in high school with him. I have that. It's like 19 signatures ago. And like my mom literally has it hidden from me somewhere, and she's like, I will give this to you someday. But it is hidden. It is in the dark. It is not going to get faded. And me being the idiot that I am, I'm not going to allow you. Well, not her saying this. Yeah. She's calling me an idiot. She wouldn't call me an idiot. But she's like, I'm not going to let you ruin this.
She loves you.
So
rest in peace, Kobe.
Yes. Absolute legend.
It's just, I think like I'm seeing a lot of posts this week about his legacy, and it's I do think he had a profound effect on people in terms of thinking about and like reassessing what your work ethic actually, because it's easy to say. I mean, I do it sometimes with this. I think that I'm working hard, and then I need to take a step back and realize like I can work a lot harder.
You see me over here grinding.
Yeah. You're out here grinding. I'm trying to grind more.
No, we're working on it. It's working.
You're gonna come in the podcast studio, and I'm already gonna be here talking to the mic, and then you're gonna leave, and I'm still gonna be talking.
He's got so many reps, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
At this point in the year, here's a little segue for you. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
A lot of people are starting to kind of start failing at their New Year's resolutions.
Well, yes.
And we didn't really have time this year to set any because we moved here.
Yeah, that's why I said well. Yes.
Yep. So we decided to make this a monthly thing, and we set some. The first one's going to be February resolutions, but we're going to check in on these every month.
Okay.
And kind of let people know how we're doing. So
yeah, no, I've got a few.
I also
know you've made
a few. My number one resolution is to purchase a couch.
This has been talked about yet separately. Explain.
I probably complain to Jack and Sandra every day about this. I have everything in my apartment all set up. Finally put everything away. Have not pulled the trigger on a couch.
Yeah.
And I have a TV that is very nice that I splurged on. It's mounted, which I know.
Flex.
Which I know.
How big? How many inches?
65.
Let's go. I got a 65 inch also.
It's a good size.
Respect.
But I'm just overwhelmed. I'm having decision fatigue. I can't pull the trigger. I found one on Amazon.
The problem.
Tell me what my problem is.
With purchasing a couch on Amazon, I just feel like you got to sit on a couch before you buy it, right?
Which I did. I went to there's a store here, where there's a ton of couches. I'm not going to name names, but it's a large
couch store.
The couch store.
Yeah.
I specifically went on one of our off days and sat on a couch, and I was like, "This is it. This is the one." I tested it. It fits my living room. I neglected to go online and see what they had in stock. They have very few to know. I'm a big L couch guy. I like to lay out. I like to do this.
Oh, for love. Oh yeah.
I don't know why my feet went so high because usually they're more like
Which
that.
way do you go? Long way? Like you go with the long part of the L or the short part of the
I like
L?
the long part.
So you're going like sideways, like the TV's in front of you.
Like I like to lay out and be looking like the L Yes, but like the TVs.
I got you.
Yeah. So that's
So you need a couch.
I need a couch, and I need to just like I should do it tonight. It's on my to-do list every day.
Yeah.
And so that's number one. And hopefully the next time we
chat,
I've done it, but
no promises.
no promises.
Well, that transitions nicely to my first one. As I mentioned, also have a TV. I actually have 2 TVs. Well, one I splurged with the roommate on the sharing the TV, the big 65-inch, and then I have one in my room. But the thing is, we have TV mounts. We purchased TV mounts, but the TVs are not mounted. We've had the mounts for a minute, and they're just sitting there. So you'd think that we could get those mounted. I'm just not a handyman. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I know you can YouTube stuff. There's everything on YouTube. You can learn anything on YouTube. That being said, I don't feel comfortable with hanging a brand new 65-inch TV. I'd rather outsource it.
I felt the same way. I actually have a guy.
Let me get that guy's number.
I'll give you that guy's number.
Let me get the number.
He's he can get it done. He walked in and got it done within minutes. And the whole time I just was thinking, if this TV falls and shatters, like I can blame that guy. I'm not gonna have to because he did a great job. But
yeah, well, I want his number.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Actually, let's take a break real quick. I'm gonna call him, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the rest of these. Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm serious. Let's call him real quick.
We can call.
All right, sweet.
All right,
be right back.
Cool.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Still Eligible. We release new episodes of the podcast every Thursday.
We haven't told you enough. We appreciate you. Until next week, follow us on social at Still Eligible. See you then. All right, we're back. He didn't answer his phone, but I left him a voicemail, so we'll see where that gets us. Thanks for passing that along.
Yeah, no, he's reliable.
It sounds reliable.
Just don't, give him some time. He'll get back to you.
They've been waiting long enough. I think they can continue to wait a few days. As we were saying.
So you're
February resolution.
Maybe you can help me with the couch a little bit since I just helped you with the TV.
I don't know how I could. I'll go sit on couches if is that what you're asking me to do?
Sure. Could be some good content potentially, but
I'm excellent at sitting.
I digress. My next one, February resolution, might not be possible. I'm going to say it anyway. I want to. A lot of these are purchase related. I'm not
big spender.
I'm not the most materialistic person. Don't judge me, but I want to buy a PS5.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why, because obviously they're not available. I don't know who's getting them. I don't know how they're getting them. Seems like some people are getting them, but I'm not one of those people.
Are you trying hard enough?
I'm got a pretty demanding job. So
can't confirm.
I could try a little harder, but I think the reason it's especially frustrating is right before COVID happened, I purchased a PS4.
Okay.
I think you can probably fill in the gaps here of I'm looking to buy a PS5, so why would I be looking to buy a PS5?
Yeah, that's kind of where I did the head.
What had happened was I bought it, a PS4. It was not just confirmed, it was in transit. And I woke up one day, and I was unfortunately at the time feeling super motivated. And I decided, you know what? I don't need a PS4. So I canceled the order, got my money back. But I went the whole year without a gaming system. I haven't had a gaming system since, I think, PS3. And long story short, I think that's probably another part of the reason why we're here today is because I was kind of bored this summer. And I didn't have a gaming system. And I had a lot of time to kill, and my mind started racing. And then we pitched this job. So long story short, I want to play some video games.
You deserve it. Honestly, if you didn't say long story short, I want to play some video games, I did not know how to respond. But I think you deserve it. I've seen you working hard.
Yeah. So I want to decompress.
Yeah.
After a long day at work.
You know, it'd be great if you had a couch to play those video games on.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
It would be pretty awesome. So if anyone has one out there,
yeah,
I know that this isn't even worth.
All right. Well, I hate to transition out of that electric story, but we're gonna go into my next February resolution.
Can't wait to hear it. So excited.
My February.
Yeah, I kind of noticed those. So
resolution.
Wonder if that's tied to this at all.
They're tied.
And they are tied as well.
My February resolution is that I want to make a semi-professional soccer team.
Seems very specific. I guess my next question would be, how much soccer experience do you have, and when did you stop playing competitive soccer?
Excellent question. I was prepared for this follow-up question. I was 8. The last time I played soccer.
So just to clarify,
I'm not done.
Not 8th grade, 8 years old.
8 years old. I'm 26. You do the math.
Just did it, and it's not promising.
Let's not forget, I was the punter on my high school football team. So, needless to say, there's some talent.
Have we used that clip yet?
No.
We gotta find a way to use that.
No, we'll get that clip going.
You ready?
Yeah, so I'm trying out for
Not good. Not a good idea.
No, not in here. Let's get that out of here.
We'll fix that in post.
That the first two are kind of sweet.
So how are you going about?
Yeah, so this weekend, January 30th and 31st, I'll be trying out for the North Texas SC team. And I have some connections.
I was gonna say I feel like you had to pull some strings maybe to.
My boy Eddie runs FC Dallas Social. Got us an in. He knows what we're up to. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm probably going to cause a scene.
You're most certainly going to cause a scene.
I have not trained in the slightest for this. I've torn my hamstring twice in the past 6 years, and I haven't ran in months. But I'm coming into this fully prepared to make this team.
I kind of want to see your medical history after hearing that. So
I've broken my ankles, I think, twice each. Torn 2 hamstrings. When I was little, this is a funny story. We have to get my mom on the podcast to give the legit story. But one time I was in my living room, I was a little kid, and I threw a harmonica up in the air, and I just watched it, and it came down and hit me in the head and knocked me out. And my mom came in crying. I don't know if she was crying, but I woke up, and she's like, ah! And I was like,
you got knocked out by harmonica.
Can I get an Uncrustable? That's a real story.
Oh, so like your like bottom third would be like, did not return, harmonica injury.
Yeah, I think that's about it. My brother, when I was like a baby, my brother pushed me off a bench. You look real close, you can see these stitches on my bottom lip.
Yeah,
or like they're not there anymore. Yeah. They're removed. But you can see the marks.
I stuck a Lego coin up my nose, and I had to go to the ER once.
I'm happy you set up your nose. Moving on. Do you have anything more things that you?
Wow. I do.
Follow us on social. Now's a good time to say that.
Good luck.
I'm going to be trying out this weekend. Like I said, literally have not trained. I'm going to be out of breath. I'll probably say that multiple times. I'll be walking on the pitch.
I have some extensive indoor soccer experience. I can probably help you train maybe Thursday or Friday if you're free. Actually, this is a good lead into my next one. Obviously, there's a pandemic right now.
There is,
and makes this next one a little tougher. But just have been working a lot. Like I'd love to kind of just do something socially with you soon.
Yeah. I'm kind of busy.
Like, we can do it like next weekend.
Nah.
I literally have
spend a lot of time together.
access to your calendar. I know what you're doing. All right. How about the week? How about the dude? We'll do the weekend after. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk when we get closer. You want to know my last one?
Sure.
Sure. My last one is to be nicer to you this month in February. Some of the feedback I got was on the podcast was like, you kind of mean to Pat. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of how this works.
They haven't been on the video chats we've been on for the last 3 years.
It's kind of how this works. The yin and the yang.
Well, I'm looking forward to.
Am I yin or yang?
TBD. I'm looking forward to this new you.
Yeah, I will be nicer. We should hang out. I'll hang out with you.
That'd be great. Maybe when I get a couch, you can sit on it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can play some video games.
Sure.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Sounds like it's not going to happen, but.
You want to move on to something else?
Sure, I guess. So, should we look at this week in sports?
Yeah. Let's check it out.
We got a couple games kind of stuck out to me.
Okay.
Iowa versus Illinois on Friday. Luka Garza is
beast.
Absolutely looking like he's going to be player of the year.
Beast.
Going to be fun to see him play. Big Ten matchup. Alabama, Oklahoma. That is
football?
on that actually basketball.
Okay.
Actually basketball. Football powers, obviously. Fun fact, Nate Oates from Michigan. Coached at Romulus with Michigan's current assistant, super nice guy who I've met, Sadie Washington.
Okay.
Sadie. It's Sadie. As soon as I said that, I knew it was Sadie.
You're just trying to flex.
Sorry, Sadie.
You can't even deliver.
I got to mispronounce at least one name per show.
Oh, you don't even want to know what I'm about to get into, but carry on.
So, yes, cool Michigan tie there. Sorry for butchering your name.
The coolest of ties.
And then Baylor versus Texas. That's going to be on Tuesday.
The top 5 matchup, yeah.
First game was postponed due to COVID, as has happened
to
a few games, but that's going to be a good one. So those are the ones that caught my eye.
No, I saw those.
What about
those were
things that caught yours?
I don't know if you know this, but the Masters are this weekend.
I don't think that's right.
The Masters in professional darts, that is, 2021, this weekend, the 29th through 31st. I believe it's being held somewhere in England. I cannot confirm that, but it's somewhere not in Dallas. And I think it was England from what I remember. So that being said, I did my research. I'm a big darts guy, as you know.
This is the game that caught your eye.
There's a key matchup. It's a tournament, so I don't know if you call darts. Is it games? Is it matches? Anyways, key match. The Polish Eagle versus the Wizard. The Polish Eagle, Krzysztof Radzicki, 14th in the world right now. Pretty good. He also won the 2017 Masters, so he's taking a few years off. He's trying to come back hot. Minus 170. He'll be using the 20G Bulls as his darts.
When you say minus 170, can you tell me what that means?
That's a sports betting term.
Got it.
So
just keep me on your toes.
That is the Polish Eagle. He's taking on Simon Whitlock, the Wizard, who is from Australia. Do you know what his walk-up song is? I swear. I'm not even making this up. I looked it up. I'm more of a Krzysztof fan, but strictly because of who his opponent is, I looked up his walk-up song because that is a big deal in darts. And his walk-up song, guess. Down Under. I swear to you, that is his walk-up song. He is currently 19th in the world, so just a few spots below Krzysztof. He's using the 22 Winmau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I know the 20G Bulls are a little lighter, so Kristoff can put a little more twang on it.
Do you know that, though?
Yeah, it's 20 grams versus 22. And basic mathematics say that Kristoff is using a lighter one. I don't know the ins and outs, but like, I don't know. I feel like lighter is an advantage in darts. I don't know, but maybe the heavier ones fly harder or stick better.
Where are you finding the free time to look this up? Because
I'm big into darts. This might be a week. I mean, I don't know when the next tournament is, but I know the Masters are legit.
in one sport, yes, but
I mean, this is a sports podcast.
True. We have to.
I don't know if there's. We need to look into if
all.
there's college darts. You'd think I'd know that as a dart extraordinaire.
That can be.
I'll do some research.
Maybe next week.
I'll do some research. Before we wrap it up, something that I think we need to address is a couple shout-outs.
We do need to do some shout-outs.
So, if you remember, if you listen to podcast 1, we said that the people we talked to, met up with in Miami, the Social Plus people, we give them a shout-out if they listen to the podcast, send us a screenshot or text message or blah, 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 blah. So they did. We want to go back and forth and recognize people. So I'll go first. Ben Wartsky stole my job, went to the Ohio State game, national championship game, listened to the podcast. Ben, appreciate you.
We're extending appreciate you, I guess. We use one of Ben's pictures on our social feed.
Yeah, subpar photo, if you ask me.
Pretty good photo, if you ask me, but
shot on iPhone.
Entitled to different opinions. Lorelei from Florida State criticized my my Instagram and my dating profile and basically me as a person.
Well, it's nice to have somebody else do that for once.
Yeah, it kind of took some of the weight off your shoulders from that. So thank you for the harsh criticism, but kind of I appreciate the brutal honesty.
It's
I guess
good to be set straight every once in a while.
Because you clearly don't do it enough.
I try to keep you in line. I'm a good friend.
Are we friends, though?
All right,
because you don't want to hang out with me. So.
Next. Aren't you trying to avoid that subject? Tamara Brown, Miami, the U. Excellent host. She showed us around the city. Showed us where
on
to go.
Camera and off.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to get all fancy with it like that. Thank you. Excellent host. Appreciate you.
Who else? MC,
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina. Tagged along. Rapport through the roof.
She's also an Alabama fan, so
she is.
her and I had some words. I
think
William Britton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My guy, the best graphic designer in the country. I said it once, I'll say it a million times.
He's good.
I'm better, but he's better. I'm not good.
Clearly better.
That I've outsourced some work to him before. He actually designed the rotundas at the Ohio State the Schottenstein Center, the basketball arena. They came to me with this project and they're like, "We need you to like design this." Like literally me graphic design a rotunda at our basketball arena.
And then you were like,
and I was like, I actually did something. I like made something. I honestly have no idea if we can find them, like we can post them or something. They were atrocious, absolutely horrible. Part of me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not working there anymore, so I can probably say this. I was like, bruh, I'm not a graphic designer. Like, if you think I'm gonna do this, like, nah. So then I sent it to my superior and said, you know what? I know a guy at Duke that's really good at this, and Will ended up doing it, and it looks sweet. So shout out Will. I don't know if it's up and done. I don't work there anymore, but if it is, we could give him a shout out.
Yeah, so
a little sidebar.
Also was a videographer along with Sandra. Did a excellent job.
He filmed a lot of our B-roll. He was in the vlog. If you didn't see the vlog, check out the vlog. We had brunch with him.
Yes.
A mimosa or two. Maybe 3.
Multiple. Plural. A plethora. Potentially.
At some point.
Who else are we missing?
I don't know. Are we missing anybody else?
Sandra. We have to thank Sandra again.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra,
for everything.
If we miss somebody else, you're forgettable. And we'll get you.
And we're sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
You try to do a podcast and remember all these names.
It's tough.
Nobody said it was going to be easy. All right.
It's hard. You got to come up with all of this off the top of your head and you never glance at your computer?
No.
It's all not planned.
That's what we do. All right. Well, you want to? I think you should give the recap because last time I yelled at you. So if you do give the recap, I won't yell at you. I'll sign off because clearly I'm better at that, and we'll call it a day.
Okay. Apparently that works for me. So, fun episode.
Yeah.
Glad we got to dive into the mascot talk.
Yep. Good talk.
Seems like that might be a yearly thing for you, regardless of your career path. Just every year, fly to Arizona.
Yeah.
Knock out a video.
Beautiful state.
Got some people we appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Got to talk a little Tom Brady.
Little TB12.
Tom Brady action. Got to reminisce about Kobe. Trying to
Legend.
implement some of his life lessons.
Absolutely.
Made some resolutions.
Yes, we did. I'm going to be nicer to you.
You're going to be nicer to me.
No chance.
Talked about the week in college sports, which is very college basketball heavy for both of us.
The Masters are a big deal.
Apparently.
I'll have to circle back on the old Kristoff and Whitlock showdown.
It's going to be electric.
Polish Eagle versus the Wizard.
And we made these shout-outs that we're sorry we didn't do in the first episode, but sometimes it takes,
and that
it takes
is
one or
still
two.
eligible episode 2. Wrapping things up here from the ideation room. Thank you, as always. We'll be back for more. I am Jack Schrail.
Pat Stanzik, we appreciate you.
Go Bucks.
Nope, go blue again.